If anybody's watching this morning, hello. I'm just posting the link everywhere. Oh, good morning, Kathy. So hang on 1 second while I get my stuff together, because, that's the thing. Okay, let's see. That's done. That's done. Let's open the little camera gizmo in case we need it, and it's open. You guys tell me if the autofocus makes you crazy. I'll turn it off. Okay, now I need to set up devices. Let's see. So I can see the chat, because right now I can't see the chat. Let's see. Now turn the sound off so I don't have to hear myself talk and echo, because that's annoying. Oh, there I am. Good morning. Set an alarm for today. It's the year of Mondays, so I'm just totally not surprised. I've done the same thing plenty of times. So I've got a lot of stuff on my desk, so we have options this morning. We're going to start off by doing a little bit of painting. Got some scraps of paper, my brushes. I need water. Water would be helpful. All right. I hope everybody had a great Christmas, and I hope you're set up to have a great New Year's Eve, despite the current world craziness. I have a bunch of my art foamies here, my designs and other designs from other artists for art foamy. And I'm thinking I want to use my little zombie guy for something. I have an idea. And at some point, if it works, we might also do it with one of KP Designs, which is this girl that's sort of meditating, which I think might work nicely. So I've got the whole basket down here, but we're going to try with this guy first because he'll fit on these little pieces of paper. Okay. Normally, I would do what I want to do with masking fluid, but I don't want to wait for that shit to dry. Oh, Kathy, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's just... It wasn't the Christmas we expected either, and that's all I'm going to say about that at the moment. The vlog comes out tomorrow, and you'll all see what happened with our Christmas. It wasn't horrible. It could have been much worse, but, it wasn't exactly what we expected either. So let's see. I need a pencil, which is behind that iPad. Let's see. Just grab that wood. That'll work. Grab the first one I can get to. Hey, Lisa. I don't expect there's going to be a ton of people watching this morning because, first of all, it's my channel and views lately have sucked. But also, the time of day that we do these doesn't work for everybody. That's fine. So I'm going to take my little art foamy stamp, and I want to just kind of use him as a template, I think. There's a lot of different ways I could do this. Yeah, it's been a rough couple of days. So there's a couple of different ways I could do this, but I really just want him for the outline. So this is the little zombie guy from Art Foamies that I designed. And gotta kind of get the pencil up there. There we go. I just need an outline. That'll work. Hopefully. Oh, helps if I'm like in camera, doesn't it? It helps if I'm like totally in camera. It's the little zombie dude, yeah. And so we're gonna just do him. I want to do a little painting within the outline. This idea like kind of came to me this morning. Will it work? I have no idea, but we'll find out. Need. Literally came to me like 2 minutes before we went live, and of course I'm not prepared and all of those things. And let's zoom in just a little bit because God knows you all can't see me. Oop, wrong way. It would help if I didn't have so much stuff on my desk. Let's move some of the other stuff. So we're going to do the last of our December daily bonus pages. This is some of my jelly gouache that's kind of dried in the palette. Now the jelly gouache paints are water soluble. So that means that I can just use what's here, get them re-wet. I have a number of different designs with Art Foamies, and you can get them all from their website. Okay, so my idea is to paint sort of a little like a skyscape within the outline of the zombie dude. Now, of course, you could take your zombie dude and you could... Of course, I just tossed him in the bucket, and where did he go? I don't know. On the floor, because, you know, I'm so organized today. All right. So you could do a little watercolor painting on the zombie dude and then stamp him on the paper. Art Foamies are great for using with watercolor paints. And you definitely could do that. And I have done that, but I had a little bit of a different idea this time. So I wanted to actually use him to create a painting. They're having a big sale right now, and they do periodically, and it's a great time to stock up. I'm going to start with this sort of bluey gray color. And I'm going to do something I never do, try to stick within the outline. I never do that. So any water-soluble paint, whether it's the jelly gouache or regular watercolor, it's going to go where the water is. So don't touch your wet brush to somewhere that you don't want the paint to be. And you should be able to keep that outline. Good evening, Petra. How are things over there on the other side of the world? I hope you are all remembering to do what you can to enjoy life and the season safely. That if you have a bubble of people that you're seeing, that you're doing that. Zooming with people. We Zoomed with my family over the holidays. Even the ones I don't necessarily get along with. But we did Zoom with them. You know what I forgot as I'm painting? Does anybody know? I forgot to plug the heat tool in for a dryer. I'm going to need that. Hold on. Okay, got the heat tool. Clip the cord to the table so it doesn't slam to the floor. And now I have kind of a mottled background on our zombie dude, so I'm gonna dry him. And with your water-soluble gouache, they're fairly opaque unless you really water them down a lot. So you really can do a lot of layering on top of each other if you get the wrong color in the wrong place. I am the kind of person not to wait for the paint to naturally dry with any of my watercolor projects. And so I always use the heat tool. You don't have to do that. You can do a number of these and just let them aside to dry and then work on the next layer. I do recommend drying if you don't want the layer that you have already to mix with the new paint that you're going to put on. Does that make sense? Or did that just sound confusing in my brain? We might need these because I probably need the white. So we will open these. Okay, good. Because sometimes I say these things and I just don't know if that made sense to any of you all or if that was just me in my own brain. Okay. So we're going to start with some of this sort of gray color over here. And just kind of blob it on. Now this is pretty watery, so it's going to be sort of semi-transparent, but that's okay because I'm looking to create sort of a sunrise skyscape within our little zombie dude, like sort of as a symbol of hope and peace. Y'all get the idea, right? I'm going to grab a little bit of the white gouache, and I am going to put this on while that gray is wet because it'll do that. It'll blend. Again, it's going to stick with the water. It's not going to really go to where the blue is because the blue is dry. Oh, nice, Petra. Yeah, the best thing to do, I think, is to keep busy. Find people that you can trust to talk about it and work through the stress with, because it's not healthy to keep it all in, but also to just keep busy. I know, right? So that was my thinking, Kathy. All right, we're going to dry again. Now these zombie dudes come in two sizes. This is the little one. Just FYI. Before we get too much farther with the clouds, we're going to take a little bit of this yellow here, yellowy orangey colors. Going to mix a little bit over here. Hey, Linda. And we are going to pick where the sun is coming from. Ooh, you know what? Maybe over where the heart would be. Of course I don't have a rag. Why would I have a rag? That was a little bit too bright. That was too much pigment. So we're going to just... So I just blotted it with a rag and it took it right up. Now, the reason I'm doing kind of a cloudy sky within our zombie dude is a symbol of hope instead of a bright blue sky. Well, I live in the Pacific Northwest. It's partly cloudy a lot more than it's not. No. Yes, I agree, Kathy. Right, we're going to take a little bit of the brighter pigment. I've got my rag handy in case this is too much, but we're going to just do a light touch of this on our zombie dude. So again, we want the sun peeking out of the clouds, a symbol of hope, right? Okay, I like that. So we're going to dry that. Now with gouache, hi Sue, with gouache I tend to find myself working more like how I work with watercolor, in that I have no problem with starting dark and adding lighter colors and layers, because gouache again is very opaque and you can do that. With watercolor, I have to really think about not doing that. So it's another reason to like gouache paint. And as I've said in my last few broadcasts, gouache is, I don't know why I didn't think of this years ago, whether it's acrylic gouache or water-soluble gouache, these jelly gouache from Asia, they're great for art journaling because they're matte finish. They're not sticky and they're easy to draw over. And if you use them in your art journals, your pages aren't sticky. Yeah, Kathy, if you have outdoor stuff to do it today. I was actually kind of surprised we didn't get any snow. It was so cold last night. Okay, this will really start to pop as we add more of the white. But this is nature. Nature isn't perfect. Nature doesn't have perfect lines generally. So don't get too crazy about trying to be perfect with this. And so far, I am just using my Filbert brush, which is the one that's flat but rounded on the end. Yeah, I bet all of the rooftops, we have a 2-story house, so you could see all the rooftops of the single stories behind us were all, they were all frozen. No snow on the ground, but they were all frozen. So I have this short one that I've been using as kind of a scrubby brush. I'm gonna blend some of the white. Let's see, take some of this and this. You can blend in some of the edges that are too defined for you, where you want colors to blend. Just remember that to dry your layers in between, because we've got yellow and blue in here. And last time I checked, the sky isn't green. So we don't want a green sky. So that was just a short kind of stiff bristled brush I used for blending and scrubbing. I'm going to switch now to the round one that I use. And I think we're going to grab the yellow out of the palette. No green sky, not yet. Oh God, yeah. It's probably coming. This is 2020. You know, I'm doing all this without my reading glasses on, so let's hold on. Oh, that's better. So I want to give what is the sun here sort of a more defined bit of a line. I'll hold it up to the camera in just a minute. Because it's like the hope, right? Shining out from underneath the clouds. I'm going to take a little bit of that purple. And I'm just going to put a little dot like that, but then I'm going to blend it out with some water. If you live in the Pacific Northwest or an area of the world where you get these beautiful, colorful sunsets, then you know why I'm adding the purple. And it's just so beautiful and hopeful and inspiring. And if you follow me on social media, which the links are in the video description in the Linktree list of links, if you don't and you want to, you know, I do take a lot of pictures of the sky. Yeah. Well, if it's neon green, that would be pretty. I'll have to take pictures, Kathy. Okay, he's turning out really cute. I do think I want to add a little bit of pink for kind of the same reason we added the purple. I do have my rag handy in case I put too much. I can lift it with the brush and wipe it off. I can also dab the brush into the paint. Okay, he is really cute. Let's take some white. Oh, green sky would be pretty as long as you don't have to worry about COVID. Okay, we're going to really make the sun here pop because that's the one thing I want to emphasize. There we go. The nice thing about gouache is you really can't layer the paint up like with acrylic. And so if you don't get the look that you want with that first round of paint strokes, you can just add more. Oh. So that's our little dude. There we go. I'll get it eventually. So now we're going to dry him. Well, I would say if you're like me at all, find a picture on the internet of something that you find inspiring. If you don't feel like you're up to painting it, then use the picture as you find it in your journals. Create some interesting artwork in your journal that you find inspiring. It's easy to fall down the dark hole of depression with everything that's going on. But let's try to use our art community and our artwork to not go there. I really want to make sure he's good and dry. So there he is in his dry state. A new way to use your art foamies. Now you could go and do a little painting and then stamp on top of it. You could do some of this painting on the foamy and then stamp it. You won't get as much sort of definition on there, but there's lots of different ways you can use your water soluble paints with your art foamies. I need an eraser. This is the part where we could mess it up. So we're going to try not to. Wipe the schmutz off my eraser. Oops. Good. Yeah, do that, Kathy. It's really hard. It's really easy to go down the Darkola depression right now. I mean, and it's true for everybody. Now, you don't have to erase your pencil. You don't have to do this part. And I'm not expecting it to erase cleanly, but I'm going to add some black pencil lines, so that's fine. I just don't want all the graphite on here. And I probably could take some time and get a better eraser because, you know, I do have them, but I'm going to just use what's on the table. And although the paint is dry, I'm like, for the most part, I'm staying away from the paint. Now you could leave him just like that. Hold on, I gotta. Oops. Try to be in camera today, Aaron's. Try really, really hard. Okay. So this is just a big crystal, and so I'm going to just follow around our little zombie dude. I do want him to look like the outline of a person, so, but I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to be messy. I'm going to give it a few more details than the rubber stamp had, or the foamy stamp had. The original drawing for this has all of these shapes on it. And so then you have that little guy. And so now we do have our positive affirmation cards and our December daily journal, which is getting beautifully fat and won't have nearly as many pages in the back that I have to tear out as I thought I was going to. Instead of picking a positive affirmation word, there's one I know that it is right on top of the bag. Does anybody see that? It is literally right there on top. So that was meant to be. So we're going to pull that word hopeful out. Let's see. I've got lots of bits and pieces. I've been shoving stuff in here for a few days now. I may start posting some of these little skyscape paintings I've been creating on the Etsy shop. Let me know if you're interested. I have quite a few of them. They're all a little bit different. You're not the only one, Petra, who has chills. I knew that word was in there somewhere, but I expected to have to dig for it. Yeah, that was meant to be. So we're going to use these together on the page. Of course, we'll put snowflakes because we've been putting snowflakes on everything. So why not? I think one just went flying. What color snowflake do I want to use? Maybe that one. Maybe some green. Maybe, you know what? Maybe, why do I have to stick with one color? I don't. I like the idea of using a variety of colors. I've got a little piece of paper to do some journaling. Maybe like, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of using some, maybe that, maybe. Right? It's a December journal. It needs snowflakes. Plus there's the symbolism of, you know, cold winter with no growth. And then, you know, you have spring that comes and plants coming out of the frozen ground that's been watered by the snow and all of that stuff. So the word is hopeful. And I'm sorry if there's anything that I don't explain fully on camera that you guys need me to explain, just mention it like Kathy just did, because, you know, and, you know, let me try to stay in frame here and move my journal over because that would be helpful. So I'm looking for inspirations of background papers I've got here in my stash that go with the message I want to put out. Colors that I want to see. That sort of thing. Rebirth. That's the word I was looking for. Because, you know, God forbid I should actually think of the words today or any day. All right. So we are going to figure out layering some of these papers on here. Hey, Laura. Good afternoon. I like the way that looks. The next thing is, do we want him to be a flip out or do we want him to be on there? I think I might want him to be on there and prominent. So here's a question for you all. What channels, be they big or small, that are you finding lately that you're enjoying watching and getting your mind off of things, non-news channels? I am constantly looking for something to watch and looking for new channels to watch, not only because of what's going on, but also just all the time I am. So if you guys have suggestions, I certainly would love to hear them. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, I like the way this looks, so we're going to start gluing pieces down. If I can get the cap off the glue. Okay. The Last Homely House. I have not heard of that one. I like a lot of these sort of off-grid house channels. They're building their own houses and things. I find them interesting. Yeah, it doesn't have to be an arty channel. I just look for something that's interesting to watch. Although art channels are great, I find that most of us creatives are having trouble creating during this situation that's going on, it seems like. So there's not as much content from the creatives as there normally is. We're just using Yoo-Hoo glue stick. Yeah, I do like Summers in Alaska. They literally live in the North Pole. I think it's a great family channel. Okay. Hey, Kathy. How are you? We are creating a bonus page in the December Daily. If you guys want to go back and watch the recording after we're done, in the beginning, I painted this little hopeful guy, you know, sunrise out of the clouds, inspirational, hopefully, considering what's going on in the world. And the basic shape for it is one of my art foamies I designed for Art Foamies. You can get it on their website. Okay. Oops. You know, when there's a straight line on there, I like to have it sort of, I don't know, be straight. We just did a little simple skyscape. I've been very into skies lately, as I said earlier. Going for walks in nature helps. Great British Sewing Bee. I'm going to have to watch that, Petra. I like the British channels and the British crafting channels. Wish I could get more of them without doing something particular with my TV and internet. Let's see. So the trick with using glue stick is just don't go cheap on how much glue stick you're using. It's okay to be heavy-handed, and then it's going to stick really well. And sometimes you need to glue the page and the back of whatever the paper is that you're wanting to stick down. And if you can't get Yoo-Hoo, then use Elmer's Extreme. That one works just fine. And I think it's pretty readily available worldwide. And not that any of us are traveling a lot right now because hello, pandemic. But when I am traveling, I find it's easier to travel with a glue stick than liquid glue. I'm going to make our little dude a little bit shorter just because I think he'll fit better on the page. And maybe a little skinnier. Now I painted him. This is just mixed media paper. Just some random sheets from a journal that I took apart. Let's see. I'm going to catch up with the chat in just a second. Yep, that's better. Janet Nash. Oh, nice, Petra. Yeah, because some of the shows I want to watch from Europe are not on YouTube, or only a small clip is, and then you like never get the end of it. So I'll be looking some of these up later. I got to watch something besides news because, you know. Okay, so we're going to put that on there. That's looking cute so far. Okay, let's put some, you know, I don't know, snowflakes on there and our word. Let's put our word first. And let's trim our word. Yeah, let's make a point of sharing some of these channels that we're finding entertaining, and maybe especially the new ones that, you know, some of us haven't seen before. I'm always looking for new channels to watch. No drama, no news. I can't do those. So we're going to put hopeful right here. I'm going to add some snowflakes now. Because it is a December daily, so we've got to add snowflakes. Oh, I love Ann Brooke. Big fan. We're going to be starting for the new year over in my Patreon a slow stitch portrait project. But I'll have ideas for those of you who don't stitch that we'll be talking about in the videos. Oh, that's cute. I need a little green one. Let's see. Oh, that'll work. I love Ann Brooke's channel. She has a very inspiring channel. Most of us started out, doing arts and crafts, trying, crochet or sewing or, knitting or something. And so we've got stashes of stuff laying around. And I love her channel because it gives you some new, interesting ways to maybe use up some of those things we've been hanging on to that we don't really need to hang on to. You can use them up, use what you have. And also when you can get back to it and you see that stash of somebody's old sewing stuff at the thrift store or the salvage shop, now you can look at it and maybe buy it and go, I know exactly what to do with that. Definitely you can incorporate it into your mixed media. I would, and have done journal covers that are fabric that are all hand stitched. Okay, for the moment, I like that. I'm going to stop with the snowflakes. I'm going to actually run out of room to do any writing on here pretty quickly. Big surprise. We are going to put, what is the date today? The 29th? Oh, it's helpful if I put the reading glasses on. I'm going to put a label for the date up here at the top. The next thing we need to do is find a quote. Let's see. Oops. It's helpful if I spell words correctly, you guys. My spelling is so bad. Okay, so as I've said before, I usually like Brainy Quotes or Goodreads.com. And I just scroll. I love incorporating stitching into mixed media. I think it's a great use of your bits and pieces. It's literally only a couple of dollars for my Patreon. And like I said, I've got a slow stitching project we're going to be doing. In fact, this week I will be scanning the artwork of it's a piece of my own artwork that we're going to be using for the basis. Big surprise, there's paint on my phone. And posting that this week for you all to have a copy. Ooh, there we go, a John Lewis quote. And we're going to be working on that project. And it's, again, I have ideas for if you don't stitch, for ways that you can do that project without having to worry about doing any stitching. Yes, I believe you can. And I always let the patrons and YouTube membership people know first, because I do come on a few minutes early when I do these broadcasts. I'm not always talking because I'm not always prepared for that, like this morning. But I do let them know first when I'm coming on. And I think next year, we're going to be trying to do Patreon-only broadcasts and little chats, like Zoom chats. Okay, where'd my quote go? So the quote is a John Lewis quote, and it says, "Be hopeful, be optimistic, never lose that sense of hope." So we're going to use that. I'm going to put it over here. I figured out a long time ago that I wasn't ever going to be able to write anything in a perfectly neat straight line. So why bother? So I do this kind of wonky, crazy writing on purpose. So if you're like me and that drives you crazy, develop a way of just some wonky, crazy writing that makes you happy and just use that in your journals, or print things on the computer, or use, I do have a typewriter, an old fashioned manual typewriter that I use too. But there's something about just having some like handwriting in a journal that I, right now, I'm really liking. And listen, I'm going to put this out there into the world. I'm looking for somebody to help me create an app. So if y'all know somebody, let me know. And yes, of course, it has to do with art. Oh, I'm back. Hello. So that is great. I love that. We need to now put thoughts on the page up here somewhere. And I'm going to pre-size my little piece of note paper. That's a good size. And let's see, I'm just going to not think about it. Just popped right into my mind, and it fits the page perfectly. And it says, for those like Kathy who are looking on their phone, there is always hope no matter how dark the clouds. Now, I do think the December daily journal is something I'm probably going to do again next year in this particular way with the affirmations, because I've liked doing this. But I do think some sort of positive affirmation journal will continue next year for me. I don't know if I'll do it on the channel or not, unless I get a lot of you all requesting, but I do think it's something I'm going to do. Hey, Barbara. So there's our bonus page for today. I may do a couple more bonus pages off camera. There is a few more pages here in the back of the journal. I might not. It just depends on how busy I get the last couple of days of the year. But I do have something else I need to work on. But I love the way this turned out. And I love giving you guys a different idea or a different way to use maybe your art foamies or other stamps in your journal. We're going to put that over there. We're going to try to clean some of this stuff off my desk and do a switch out here. Okay. Scissors away. So I don't think I'm going to need them. I don't think I'll need the pen. Put these over here. Okay. All right, so this might be my favorite page in this journal. So now I have these two journals. These are both blank, and these are for starting 2021. So I thought next we could set these up. Now these are no problem, Barbara. I hope that he can get it fixed for you. I'll never forget the day that I dropped a spatula behind our gas stove, and then we had to figure out how to move it out so we could get it. Yeah, that was an issue. No problem, Aunt Beck. Have a great day. The colors, I know, the colors on here, and for me, the symbolism of the sunrise in our little zombie dude. I love this page. And I've been doing a lot of skyscapes. So I not only take a lot of pictures of skyscapes, but I've been doing these like crazy. These are those same size little pieces of paper. And I just keep painting them. And I'll have sessions here where I just paint a whole bunch of them. And again, these are mixed media paper. And I might start putting some of these into the Etsy shop. This is the fireplace stove. Oh, sorry, Barbara. I hope he fixes it. So anyway, these two journals are going to be daily drawing working journals for 2021, starting January 1. I need to set them both up. Now the smaller one, I'm going to just go back to doing some just daily sketches, just plain sketches with no, thank you, Barbara. Daily sketches with no, journaling or anything on them. For these journals, I have in the past been using these lists of prompts that you can get anywhere on the internet. Now, these two main places I got these from don't do daily word prompts anymore, but you can find their old lists of prompts from 2019 and earlier all over the internet. So just do some Googling or go to Pinterest and either Sketchbook School, spelled SKOOL, or Draw Riot Daily. Both have lists of daily art prompts, daily drawing prompts. Thank you, Barbara. So I have these that I've had that I never got to from 2018 and 2019. I don't think there's any that are older than that. I am going to print a few more of the really older ones that I never did. And we're going to try to use these up for 2021. So I'm going to just pick one, and I'm probably going to just do the December one that's on top. Now, for the most part, when I do my daily drawings, I like to work in these small journals that measure about 5 by 7. And they have just enough sheets of paper in here that if I work on both sides, front and back, I can get a month's worth of drawings into the journal and then close the journal, put it on the shelf, and start a new one. And for me, I like that. That's a great idea, Barbara. So you could definitely, for me, these are drawing prompts. You could take a list of prompts like this and do inspirational writing, see, if the word has anything to do with what's going on in your life, and do some writing. You don't have to do drawings for these. These are daily art prompts. So writing, photography, music, art, whatever it is. For me, it's drawing. I think it's a great idea. So if you have something like Barbara's program from Catherine Adams that she's talking about, the questions du jour, you could take the list of questions and paste it into the front of your journal, which is what I do and what we're going to do right now. And then I just refer back to it every day. I do write the word, or in this case, you would write the question at the bottom. I would write it at the bottom or top of the page, and then do the journaling or the writing, or take the picture and paste the picture in, or something, or a little bit of all of those. Again, I just use the Yoo-Hoo. I paste it to the inside of the cover. Now on these homemade journals, the covers are printed with some of my other artwork. So I don't do anything with the cover outside. You could, of course, but I just do that. And that the cover already has some art on it. So I don't do anything with the cover. I just leave it the way it is. You could put more stuff on it. Now this paper that I used for the cover is file folder. So I cut file folders to 8.5 by 11 so they fit in my printer. And then I print artwork on them. And then I use that to make the journal cover. It's just pamphlet, 3-hole pamphlet stitch, nothing complicated. And I cut all the pages to the same size as the cover and then stitch them all together, like literally. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces of paper. And this is 70-pound drawing paper. So a little bit thicker. You could use mixed media paper too. I don't watercolor or paint in these generally, but I do need it to be thick enough to not show too much of the pen through the other side. I usually just use ballpoint pen and highlighters. Yeah, so both of those, I agree with both of those. It's a really good check-in. I was doing daily pages before the pandemic started, where you just do, I did 3 pages of just writing without thinking, without punctuation or worrying about spelling. I just wrote whatever was on my mind just to get it out. And I don't know what happened with the pandemic. It's 2020 and I just haven't been doing it as much. So I do need to go back to doing that. So I'm going to try to do that January 1 also. But for the daily drawing journal, to just do a little sketch or picture or writing or whatever, this works. And it's not too thick of a journal where you're going to feel intimidated to finish it because it's just a huge journal. This is just enough for a month. You do it for a month and then you set it aside. And also, if you just do one of these small ones, then you can try it for a month. Maybe after a month, you're like, I just didn't get that. I don't want to do it again. Well, the journal's done. Yeah, Barbara. So I do it at night. I do the daily sketches at night after dinner. And while the husband's watching TV, I usually have one of you all on YouTube in my ear, and I'm doing my sketches. So FYI, that's why sometimes you'll see on the back of these, the table looks black. That's the TV tray that I work on the sofa. So this is this one. That one's all done. And then these are the ones that we haven't done yet. I'm going to just, for right now, I'm going to stick them back here. Now for the other ones that I've been doing, I've been using a Moleskine Cahier, which is this. Now this has more pages in it than you need for a month. So what I do is, as the month is going, I will paste, like if we go out for Panda Express, I'll paste the fortune cookie fortunes in the back, or if something special happens, I'll write something about that in the back. The nice thing about the Moleskine Cahier is that when I'm done with the month, if there's a few pages that are blank, I can leave them in here, of course, but they're perforated. The back half of the book is perforated. So I can just pull these out, leaving a little bit of like a 1/4 of an inch tab of paper. So these others that are stitched in are going to hold in tightly. So again, it can, at the end, it's just a journal for a month. Also, it has a pocket in the back. So if I collect bits and pieces over the month I want to use in the journal, I can just put them back here. And yes, here's to an awesome 2021. Now, for 2021, I do have these date little pieces of paper I got from AliExpress. Each month has a different sort of inspiration word. For January, it's passion. So when we do the pages for January, we're going to be pasting one of these in. We have a list of words in the My Creative Year Facebook group. So if you're not in the My Creative Year Facebook group, you can't get the words. But starting January 1st, you're going to get a list of words. And there's going to be a monthly theme and then daily words. So you could use the monthly theme and again, maybe you just want to do one page a month. Maybe you want to do writing. Maybe you want to do photography. Maybe you want to do music. You can use the monthly theme or more of the daily words. These are not formatted like totally neatly because this is my copy, but I did clean it up for you all. The theme for January is sprouting, and all of the words for the month usually have some, even albeit sometimes vague, reference to the monthly theme. So for January, we have sprouting, which evokes spring and plants and growth, right? So I want to use some of my bits and pieces I have that actually they're botanical inspired. So I have this little book of collage papers, this little tiny book of collage papers, again, from AliExpress that we're going to use that's all botanical. So we'll be using some of that. I also have some faux postage stamp stickers that I'm going to be using. And some of my own, I have my own botanical drawings that I've done and turned into sticker flakes. There, you can get them in the Etsy shop. And things like that. So we'll be using things like that in the journal. But for right now, what I want to do is just set the journal up. So again, the first thing we need to do is paste this in the inside. I'm going to take one of these plastics from the Christmas journal and put it here so that all my pages don't stick together. Then I'm going to open it flat. And on these, I like to decorate the cover. Yeah, so look in your stash for whatever bits and bobs you have. And I usually do this journal downstairs. So what I like to do, and here's my little folder I keep downstairs. So I will, on a monthly or bi-monthly basis, go through here and pull out the stuff that hasn't gotten used and switch it out with other stuff. In this case, I made sure that there was some botanical stuff in here because I knew I wanted to use that in the journal for January. So that's going to be living in here along with the little dates and the botanical stickers. And so make sure if you're going to do a theme, pull out your like themes. If you're like me, you have lots of stuff laying around. I've got feather stickers in here. I've got some mushrooms. Like there's just stuff. I have loads of stuff. Let's get it out and let's use it. Oh, I'm so glad, Kathy. Now I have these feather decals. These are a large, good quality vinyl decal. These are my designs and they are, again, available in my Etsy shop. I hate to keep saying that, but yeah, I do have one. So if you need art parts, go look over there. And if you are looking for something you don't see, message me. Anyway, so these are some of them that I have and that I pulled that I wanted to use some of them. So, and then recently, if you follow me on social media, you know, I found this Ziploc bag full of decals and sticker flakes. These were given to me by my husband. He bought a garbage can actually for his garage. And these came with his garbage can to label his garbage can. Oh, I have a skull. You want me to, should I get a skull out? Yeah, I do have a skull. So these are the ones I found. We have one of those library box things where, you know, you take one, keep one. It's like a free exchange thing, and people put books in there to give to other people who need something to read. Sometimes there's little pieces of artwork in there, or sometimes there's some food in there. This time there were some sticker flakes in there. Let me grab a skull. I know what skull Kathy is talking about. Hang on. I gotta find it, Kathy. Oh, so much stickers. Let's see this one. Maybe. Okay, I don't see it in that one, but let's see. Could be in this other one. I keep saying that I'm trying to use up my stickers. I don't actually think that's true. I think I'm lying to myself. I seem to use up some and then I just buy more. It's in one of these. I know what skull that you're talking about. It's not in there. So these are some of my designs, some of things I've bought. It is possible I'm out of them in my stash. It would be weird, but it's possible. I do love skulls. I just bought a skull die. I do love skulls. I was telling my husband I just bought some new dies, and he's like, "That's not Christmassy." It's not Christmassy, but you know. Yeah, so it looks like I'm out of skulls, and these too. In my personal ones that I use, I still have them in the store. So what happens is if they haven't sold in the store and I need a couple, I just reduce the inventory and pull some. Here is one of the skulls, the one I was looking for my Etsy shop. It's actually not a bad idea to use it. I had to pull it out of inventory. We'll see though. So I have all of these sticker flakes. I love these. I'm not going to use these right now, but how cute are those little guys with the 2 donuts? Stack of books. A VW bus. All we need is love. Vita. Watermelon. Princess. You Gotta Be Squid in Me. Oh, that's cute. Billie Eilish. Birkenstock. I used to wear Birkenstocks all the time. Fun fact. My daughter hated them. She would just be good vibes. Ooh, I like good vibes. She'd be horrified if I bought another pair. Rome. Light bulb. I know there's some ones in here that had plants in nature. Oop. Yeah, there's one. So all of these were just in a bag in the yeah. So yeah, usually when I decorate the outside of my journals, I usually, we will go around on the weekends and we will go to arts and crafts shows, car shows, different events, and go do different things. And I would collect decals from the things that we were doing, and I would cover the front outside of my journal with it. And then COVID happened, and that stopped happening. And so, yeah, so then I was rating my collection of stickers. These are the, what do you call them? Oh, holy cow. When you develop a new product and they send you a sample. These are the product samples that they sent me when I first did the feather stickers. And I was like, why am I hanging on to these? Let's just use them. So I think we're going to put one of those there. Is that the front? Yeah, that's the front. I love the skull. He's a great piece. I think I'm going to be doing more things like that going forward. And literally, I just do this, you guys. I just stick things on. And I do the front and the back. It's not only a great way to make the outside of your plain journal look better, it's a great way to use up some of those stickers that you've got in your stash that you haven't been using. Because how many of us have stickers that we've had for like decades that we haven't used? I still have Holly Hobby stickers that I need to find a place to use, and I need to use them because, But I know I'm not the only one out there. I know you all probably have stickers and art parts that you've had in your stash for decades that you've been just hoarding and not using. It's time to get them out. I am going to be continuing with a use it or lose it type of monthly project for 2021, like I've been doing this year. Ooh, I like where this is going. I was just randomly sticking things on, and then I just suddenly looked down. I was like, hey, I kind of like that. Now, for the most part, these are vinyl decals, which have really good adhesive on the back. Now, you could get some digital downloads from your favorite artist, which I've done, and make your own stickers if you don't have any in your stash. Well, Kathy, maybe it's time that you get a few. Now, you could do this and glue things to the outside of your journal, but stickers are easy and you don't need any glue. I can take a bunch of these downstairs and do them downstairs. I kind of want this coffee cup on here somewhere. I want it there. I want it there. If I put it there, I kind of need something there. That's too big. And you better be careful, Kathy, because I'll send you like a giant pack of stickers. It's not like I don't have plenty. Oh, here's another good vibes. I don't know, you guys. Actually, I do too now. I know it's going to go there. Okay, Barbara, good luck with the stove. All right, so we're going to put the coffee cup there. And now, some of the stickers in my Etsy shop currently were created on the silhouette, like this sheet here. There's still some available. When they are no longer available, I will be taking this and turning it into some sort of sticker flake situation. So these are your traditional sheets of stickers. These are flakes where they're individually cut stickers. And so I'll be turning the sheets of stickers that are currently in my Etsy shop into some sort of flake situation as they sell out and or time allows. Yeah, hope you can fire it up. Yeah, get some warmth in the house. Let's see. Okay. So I love the way that looks. And so that is the cover of my January journal, and it's all ready to go now. And then as the month goes on, if something does happen and I get another sticker, I can add it to the cover. But how cute is that? All of the ones I've done so far all look like that. And then I'll take the rest and put them back in the Ziploc. And probably before January gets too far underway, I'll probably be cleaning this little bag out again, because it's stuff it gets put in here thinking I'll use it, and then I don't use it, and then it's just clogging up space. Ooh. No, not right now. For right now, I'll take these and put them in here. But those usually go in here too. So then now I'm ready for 2021. So we are also doing another project in my group, A Life of Art and Self-Expression, which involves inspiration boards. Inspiration boards? Why can I not think of my English words today? Holy crap. So I may be doing another set of journal stuff. This is my planner. With that, where are they in here? Mood boards. There we go. So, and I already printed them and cut them out. So we have one for the year of 2020, and this is what it looks like. And if you're in that group, this is going to come up for you to download and print on January 1st if it hasn't already. And this is the one for the year. And in that group, we are going to be working through different thoughts and ideas on, improving ourselves and growth and that sort of thing. They're more of something you could do, of course, artwork from or journaling from, but you can also have, monthly or daily discussions in the group about it. That being said, I want to apologize to everybody in the Facebook groups now. I forgot to do any of my writing yesterday completely, which is, I think, the first time all year that's happened. I do writing into the different groups for the week. I usually post the Monday writing and then schedule out the posts for the rest of the groups for the week on Monday, and I didn't do any of it. So I'm going to do it this morning as soon as we're done. Yeah, the English words, and I've been saying for a few months now, I don't have the same excuse as Nerdy Crafter, where she knows like 3 languages, so she gets them all confused. I only know English. So the fact that I can't remember it is really kind of disturbing, but stress. Anyway, so we have these yearly and monthly motivational mood boards that are going to be popping up in A Life of Art and Self-Expression. This is the one for the year of 2021 for the whole year, and this one's titled Motivation. And there's a quote on here from myself. And each one has like a different quote or from somebody or thoughts. I don't think they're all from me. Let's see. Yeah, they have different quotes and things. This is the only one that has actual thoughts from me at the top that says, be true to yourself and do what makes you happy. Reflect that in your art, life, and creativity. And then some inspirational images, photographs, artwork of mine, color themes, and that sort of thing. And once a month will come out, and then you can start a discussion about them. You can do artwork from them. You could do writing and journaling from them. You don't have to share it. But if you did share it, that would be great. And I think helpful for other people in the group. Even if you didn't share exactly what you did with it, but you started a conversation about it. And I just thought we would try to take the 2 groups in slightly different directions. And yeah, Laura, if I knew more French or remembered my high school French, I could use that as an excuse. But literally the only thing I can say in another language is Sprechen Sie English. They say 9, it's the end of the conversation. So it's just stress. I had this trouble last night too. And the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that. So anyway, so this is the one for January. I may have already posted it in the group that you can download it and print it. So my thought behind this is I may use them in my planner, but more likely what I'm thinking is I'm going to take these and I'm going to use them in an art journal. Right. I can barely say that semi-understandably, Petra. And I only got sort of understandable at it because we were in Germany a long time ago. So, yeah. Ask me to paint you a pretty picture, no problem. Ask me to speak about it in English, might be a big problem. So anyway, what I'm thinking about with these mood boards is I'm wondering if, and thankfully I have a little time to decide, I'm wondering if starting or working in a journal with them and doing something not unlike my planner where it has tabs and putting a tab for each month, putting the mood board in there first, and then working on 1 or more pages inspired by the mood board. Maybe I might do that. Maybe I might do them. I don't think I'm going to do them in one of these because I don't think that's how I want to work with this. I might just use them in our planner, or I do have a spot for mood boards in my art room and put them up there. But I'm kind of thinking of putting them in a journal. I'm really not wanting to start another journal, but I'm thinking that maybe that might happen. And I do have one in mind. So I'd be interested in the group of seeing what you all think. So I have this one. And this is a moleskin. I think it's a moleskin. Yeah, moleskin. It's a Frida Kahlo moleskin. And it's blank. So I could use it for my 2021 journal, and I could actually could paste the mood board for the whole year right here. And then for each month, I could start it with the mood board, put a little tab, and then I could work on sketches or artwork or journaling or writing. That actually might not be a bad idea. This might be a good use of this journal. It comes with a bunch of stuff in the back, a little card, some stickers. So that this might be a good thought use for this journal. What do you all think? Hey, Nell. We're discussing setting up journals for next year. So I might actually do this. And if I do set this up today, sometime I'll let you all know. But this might be what we do for A Life of Art and Self-Expression next year. I kind of like that idea. So this is from the Moleskine people. I think I ordered it directly from Moleskine because I didn't really see it for sale anywhere else. It came in this cool box, although the box is a little bit mangled. That's okay. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of. Now it is a Moleskine, so you're not going to want to paste too much stuff in there because your journal is going to end up like this. If you don't mind that, that's fine. Because see, this is how I know this, and this one's not even full yet. So, and I could do the project in this one, but I kind of like the idea of having one that I work in for the year. Thank you, Nell. I'm assuming you mean our little inspirational zombie dude. So yeah, so I kind of like the idea of doing that and like pasting this in here, maybe using some of the stickers around the edges. And then, you know, you can use the mood boards to write about your thoughts on the word, the theme for the month, maybe use the inspiration of what's on the mood board to create unique art of your own or work on color palettes or something. Oh, good, Petra. There's lots of different ways you can do that. I always have a planner around because that's just me and I need to keep track of different things. So that's an always thing. And I do have business mood boards in here. I also have some others on the wall. And when they come down off the wall, which I need to create new ones for the wall, then I put them actually in here. And then I have goals, projects, classes that I've taken and all the prompts. Like I have Journal 52 prompts from 2014. Who remembers that program? You know, I never got through all of them. So I kept a list. Social media stuff, teaching, collabs, and then the monthly schedules of videos and things. I do write down when videos are coming out or being scheduled, make some kind of notes. I have copies of my business license and business cards and all of that stuff in here. But I like the idea of doing yeah, I really like that idea. I might just pull these out and put it in here because I really, really like that idea. Well, I like to think that the nice thing about what I do is it's not all about art journaling or planning or anything. I like to give you guys ideas of different ways. I'm always telling students, there's no right way, there's no wrong way, there's just your way. And whatever way that is fine. Not everybody does art journaling, and not everybody definitely doesn't do art journaling the same way. And maybe you do a journal that's just all paintings, but then maybe the next time you do a journal, you do it more like this. That's all right. No problem there. In a black journal. I don't remember what year it was. Yeah, so I have a few years of Journal 52 in that journal, in the planner of the prompts. And one of my things for next year is I want to go through that and try to do those. Do something with them because they're just sitting in there. So anyways, to get back to the journaling, so I'm reading the comments, and sorry if there's a hesitation there. I like this one because it's blank pages, but it doesn't have to be blank pages. It could be lined. It could be an old planner. Some of the journals that I do artwork in are actually old planners from years past. And I just use what's on there as sort of a background for whatever I'm going to write on there, or collage on there, or paint on there. The blank page doesn't have to be intimidating as much as inspiring, because literally you can do anything with it. Now, I do sort of prefer, after the last few months, I can tell you, I don't mind the white page anymore because I don't have any sort of fear of the blank white page, but there is something to be said for working on a little bit of a colored page, whether it's this sort of creamy color or a toned tan journal. But I think the only way you can find out what works for you is to try a few different things. I do really, really like the idea of setting this one up for, so I think that's actually going to happen. I think I'm going to end up using this Frida Kahlo journal for next year. This little piece of ribbon in here. Yeah, I really enjoyed Journal 52 also. There's a few programs out there for next year that sound fun, but they're all kind of pricey. And if I was going to do any one of them, I'd have to really think about it. So I've done so many of them in the past. And I like to think that we can find inspiration equally inspiring here on YouTube somewhere. So yeah, I really like the idea of using this journal. Now this came in a few different colors and designs. I chose the blue. Some of them were, the cover was this color, which isn't my color. Yeah, so you have to work within your budget, but I like to think as an art community, we can figure out how to inspire each other without spending a ton of money. If you have it, by all means, support these artists and teachers, because some of them have really great programs. And what is the one I'm thinking of? Which I'm drawing a complete blank on right now. There's, of course, Life Book that's been around a long time, but it's not that one. Oh, holy cow. I can't think of it. Is it in here? Because I've done it in the past. Let's see. Documented Life. I have Documented Life. One's in here too. Kat Hand on her channel has her mixed media morsels, and it's evolved over the years to different kind of things, but that's a good one. Documented Life. I don't have it written down. Oh, these people at Everything Art. Wanderlust. That's it. They're still doing it again this year. And they have an interesting program because they, besides doing art tutorials, they'll teach you about products, different kinds of products. And that's interesting. So they'll have classes periodically throughout the year where it's just all about like oil pastels or something. Project Life was a program that was, it's not around anymore. Probably if you Google it, it might still be out there somewhere, but they had monthly prompts and tutorials. There's been a lot of classes over the years, and I did one with Crazy Island Studios. If you find a good class that you think is really inspiring and or very affordable, then do share it in our community. If you're in one of the Facebook groups, share it there, and let's just keep each other focused and inspired and not thinking about the bad stuff. If you want to take painting classes, you want to learn more about painting, and I'm going to just stick this on here because I'm really feeling the need to stick this on here. If you want to learn more about painting and fine art from a teacher who is very inspiring and not intimidating in the least, and will teach students of all skill levels, including novices, Pauline Agnew. She has online and in-person courses around the world. Her courses are very affordable. She's a great teacher. I've taken a number of her classes. At least once a year, she does a free class, which she just did for Christmas. And she does all kinds of painting and some mixed media stuff. And I definitely would recommend her. I think you would learn a lot if you want to learn more about creating paintings. I don't know why I'm hemming and hawing about it. I bought this journal to use for something, and we're going to do that. Now, these journals do have like a serial number in them, which I left open. I don't really care too much about that. I'm going to use it, but Yeah, that's a good one too. Agreed, Lisa. There's some quotes from Frida on here on this sheet of stickers, so we're going to put those on here. And I hope you also all remember that despite COVID, we are a community of help and support, number one. There are some things you can do safely. Like just take an afternoon and go for a drive, go for a walk. If you need to talk to somebody, reach out. Don't suffer in silence. There we go. So I love the idea of using this journal to do my monthly work in a life of art and self-expression. So that's going to be what happens with that. I may put this, like tip this in right here. Let's see. Yeah, if whether you agree with all of Frida's thoughts and things she did or not, the one thing she did do was stay true to who she was. And that's admirable, I think, especially today. I have, that's painter's tape. That won't work. Let's see. I have tape in here somewhere. So one thing I have in here that I've been having in here is I put washi tape in here because I have tape I'm trying to use up. Because that's a thing. I need masking tape. Oh, nice. I love that. But yeah, just, remember to keep those lines of communication open with people that you feel safe to do so with. Need some scissors. Let's see. And again, we have a community of creative souls that are around if you need us. And if you are in one of the groups and you need to catch my attention, tag me in a post or private message me. If I don't see it right away, one of the admins will. And believe me, they're on it sometimes way more than I am. So they will let me know. So there we go. Again, I would just, you want to be careful about taping in too much stuff because your journal's not going to want to close at the end of the year. If you care about that, then that's a problem. I'm not sure that I really care, so I'm not worried. And what I can do is put all of these in the back. Do they fit? Do I have to trim them? I've got to trim them. Good thing I already have the paper trimmer out. All right, so I've got to be careful trimming these because they were printed sort of differently. Because, why would I make my life easy or anything? It is a Frida journal, and we've been chatting after we finished the December daily with next year and plans for the different Facebook groups for next year and journaling and different kinds of work we're going to do, personal and otherwise, next year. And I was talking about these little mood boards that we're going to do in one of my art groups next year. And as I was talking about it, I was thinking I really want to do something in a journal once a month where I do writing or artwork or journal pages or something inspired by the mood board in like one journal. And I remembered I had this in my closet. And so we are going to use this for 2021 for the mini mood boards. And so I have one mini mood board that's for the whole year of 2021. And if this isn't already available in A Life of Art and Self-Expression, then it will be shortly, but it might already be up. I just pasted that in the front of the journal, put the stickers in that they came with it. And then it came with this card that tells a little bit about Frida and the journal. Pasted that in the first page. I'll probably do some writing and artwork on this page. It's not done yet. And then over the successive months, we'll start the month off by pasting the mood board for that month in on the first page and then doing some work. And then at the end of the month, repeating that process. I may put tabs on the edge of the paper. I may just cover the edge of the paper with a little different colored washi tape. Don't know yet. But I am looking forward to this project. And again, I couldn't find these anywhere except ordering them directly from Moleskine. So you may have different experience than me, but that's, yeah, it's just a little different. And you can take the little mini mood boards and use them to be inspired to create artwork, writing, photography, music. Maybe you're an artist and you want to use the mini mood boards to see if they inspire you to do things in certain color themes or certain imagery. And you can work out some product ideas and things like that in here. You can take this a lot of different ways. You could use it as self-improvement. The whole theme for the whole year is motivation. And then each month has a different theme. You could use the mini mood boards in conjunction with some of the drawing words from the old programs that are on the internet, or from the ones from the other. If you're in both Facebook groups of mine, which would be a Life of Art and Self-Expression and My Creative Year, you could take the vision boards from the one Facebook group and combine it with the words from the other one and use the two together. So if you were going to do that, then I would, instead of put this here, I would put it here. And I'd put the vision board on one side and the words on the other side. And I'd look at the word for the day or the month and the vision board, and I would see what the two of them together inspired me to create on the next page. So there's a lot of ways you could do this. That last way is very complicated, so I'm not going to do it that way. But I think I am going to have this one. That's for the mood boards. This one's going to be for the words from my two Facebook groups. And then I have words I need to catch up on from Draw Riot Daily and Sketchbook School. And so we're going to do those in these. And if you follow me on social media on Instagram, then you'll see what I do in these. I post work almost every day. If I miss a day, it's just because I'm sick or something, because that doesn't happen often. And the links for my Instagram and all of that are in my Linktree list of links, which is in the video description. Also, the links for the Facebook groups are in the video description. So this is getting ready for the end of 2020, beginning of 2021. Yeah, we're going to have a good year, right? My desk is a mess again. It didn't take long. Both desks. I'll show you. Hold on. This is just the one desk. There we go. There's a little bit of open space. I just want to spend this year, especially on YouTube and in the Facebook art groups, I want to spend the year encouraging you to just be yourselves, be creative. There's no harm in trying new things, but if it's not speaking to you, don't force yourself. Number one, there's a lot of great programs out there, including Wanderlust, which is the one I'm thinking about. I don't know that I'll actually pull the trigger and join another class, because I have classes going back as far as 2014 that I never finished the class. So I don't know, but there's a lot of great classes out there, great inspiration on YouTube and elsewhere. And I would like to think that going forward, as a community, we can help inspire each other and help each other get through all the tough times that we're having right now. Let's look forward to the new year and some new programs, whether you do journals like this or not. Hopefully what I'm doing gives you some idea of how you can do something different. This little mood board journal, I don't think is something anybody's done before on YouTube or anywhere. So hopefully it'll be interesting. We'll see. So anyway, I think that's it for today. Hopefully you guys got something out of that, and it didn't look and sound as much all over the place as it felt. I do have some more paint. I think I'm going to stick in a Project Pan purge box, which is overflowing right now. If you guys need any help, have questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. If look, if you're looking for art supplies and you're looking for a great deal and you have limited budget for, I don't know, glue sticks or something, ask the question in one of the art groups. Maybe somebody can help. I like to think of us as a caring, kind, giving community, and let's of course not take that too far, but let's help each other how we can. And there's enough negativity in the world. Let's not go for that in the art community. That's what I'm going to say about that. That's very edited, so. You're welcome. And again, hopefully this gives you some inspiration of what you can do. This is just what I do, and I think I'm looking forward most to this one. I wasn't sure how I was going to use this year, but that makes sense to me and feels right. So we're going to do that. I may do a few more pages in here off camera. We'll see if I get any done between now and New Year's. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's going to be a lot of fun. And I will probably be doing another one of these next year because that was fun. We will be doing something inspiration journal wise next year because I'm really feeling it. And I've been getting asked a lot about it. So that will be coming. So that's it for today. Please, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay creative. Please wear your mask and have a happy new year. Bob and I wish you all a very happy new year. We are going to be here at the house with our small bubble of people. I have to make some rouladen, Petra. I need to make rouladen. I had to go order the beef yesterday because nobody sells the right kind of beef. But we have a Bavarian market that can cut it for me. She says, we can make you the rouladen. I said, no, I know how to make the rouladen. I just need the beef. So I need to make rouladen and spätzle and all the things. Whether you're like me and you're doing a lot of cooking right now and having just a small bubble of people over, or maybe you aren't having anybody over, we did Christmas Zoom. You could do New Year's Eve Zoom. Maybe get on and see if there's anybody in our community that's on live on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. There probably will be. Don't stay home in the dark, depressed. Yes. Who doesn't love rouladen? It's beef and bacon and onions and gravy. Like, how do you not like rouladen? Anyway. All right. That's it for now, everybody. Go out and do something nice for yourself. Again, if you need help, if you need inspiration, or you just need somebody to talk to and you're having a tough time, join us over in the art communities. Do reach out, start a conversation. Don't be scared to do that. And that's it right now. I will see you all next week after the new year. Yes, we prefer it without the pickles, but I'm okay with it either way. But yes, pickles, dill pickles. All right. Bye, guys.